Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about the distributive property with multiplication, okay? So if you are ever given a equation, let's say 13 times 2, and you don't know what that is, all right? You don't know what that is. You need to decompose the number that is harder to count by, okay? We're going to decompose and distribute it to be able to solve this problem easier. All right, so the 13 is really hard to count by. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to keep the times 2 because 2s are really easy to count by. All right, so I'm going to take this 13 and break it up. I'm going to figure out what two numbers, if I add them together, would equal 13. All right, I want to use my friendly 2, 5, and 10. So if I use a 2, a 5, or a 10, what two numbers would add up to be 13? Well, I see my number has a 10. My number has a 10, so I'm going to use 10 plus what equals 13? 10 plus 3 equals 13. 10 plus 3 equals 13. All right, so now I'm going to distribute those numbers and the times 2. All right, so now I'm going to put the 2 parentheses, and I'll be adding them together because I'm adding the 10 and 13. All right, so I first need to bring down the 10. It's going to be 10, and then what did I keep? I kept the times 2. So 10 times 2. Okay, next I need to put in the other number that I split 13 up with, and that's 3. And then what did I keep? The times 2. All right, so now we have 10 times 2 plus 3 times 2. And that is easier to work with than 13 times 2. So 10 times 2, what is 10 times 2? What is 10 doubled? It is 20, very good. So 20, bring down the plus. 20 plus 3 times 2, what's 3 times 2? 3 groups of 2, that is 6. All right, so 20 plus 6. What's 20 plus 6? 26. Very good. So 26. So 13 times 2 is 26. All right? All right, so now we can practice it if we were to multiply a number by, let's say, 5. All right, so now let's do 16 times 5 equals what? All right, so what number are we going to keep? The times 5, because 5s are easy to skip count by. I am really good at skip counting by 5s. All right, the 16 is what I'm going to break apart. What two numbers added together will give me 16? Well, once again, I see a 10. So I'm going to start with the 10. And 10 plus what equals 16? 10 plus 6 equals 16. All right, so now I'm going to make it into my parentheses where I add them up together because I'm going to distribute the 16 between two equations. And the 5 is going to go to both of them. All right, so I'm going to take this 10 and I'm going to put it into the first parentheses because that comes first. And then what stayed the same? What am I skip counting by? 5 times 5. All right, then what am I going to put next? The next equation. Well, I've got to take the 6 out of the 16 and multiply it by what stayed the same? 5. This 5 is what stayed the same. So now I have 10 times 5 and 6 times 5. All right, so let's skip count 5s 10 times. Ready? Count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 10 times 5 is 50. And I'm going to add that, because I'm bringing down the plus sign, I'm going to add that to 6 times 5. Well, let's skip count by 5s 6 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30. So, what is 50 plus 30? I can do it like this and do 50 plus 30 here, and I can break apart the ones and the tens. And I can say 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 3 is 8. So 50 plus 50 plus 30 is 80. So what is 16 times 5? 16 times 5, that's a big number, but we figured out it is 80. Good job, boys and girls.